A bucket hat at the games. That would be iconic.
Wouldn't that be, if you could have a bucket hat in your country's colours?
We have one. We have an Aussie bucket hat. So
do you, for the team?
We had one in Tokyo. I'm imagining we'll have one in Paris.
Right, here we are. We are underway. The men's C1 1000. 2 paddlers will go through to earn those quotas for Paris if their team decides to accept them. And it looks like Petrov has gone out very hard early on in lane 5, and the Ukrainian Altakov just sitting back, moving into second position at this stage. So Petrov going out very, very fast. Everyone else seems to be fairly even at this stage. No one's really taking any risks. Now the second neutral athlete, Paralympic, has now decided to move into second, pick up the pace a little bit, but it's a very even race.
What's really interesting about canoes, and what I love about watching canoe racing, is that the lead can change very quickly, and the boat speed can change really quickly, and with the surges of the boats, and particularly on a finish when it's a tight finish, the lunges can make the world of difference, and that's exciting.
I remember there was one race, I think, I can't remember where it was, when Ezequiel dos Santos, the reigning Olympic gold medalist, he did one of those lunges, but he mistimed it and fell into the water before he got to the finish line, which was very awkward.
Not ideal.
No, I think he learned his lesson there. So, wow, we've got a big lead opening up here for Petrov, Zakhar Petrov. He has really gone hard early, trying to blow this field apart. I suppose trying to play on the minds of some of the other paddlers, make them change their race plan. So it's a challenge, isn't it? You've done a lot of long distance paddling. At least when you see someone charge out into a lead like that, it is difficult to stick to your race plan, isn't it? Because you're worried this paddler's going to get away with it.
It's also a little bit disheartening. And the other thing to make mention of is the wash coming off his boat, hitting the lanes either side of him. I'm not sure if it's quite caught up to them yet, but particularly in a seaboat, it's quite hard to steer them. They don't have rudders, they steer with their strokes. So if you do have a wash hit you, it can be hard to keep that straight line down the middle of the lane.
So Petrov in front. Now the Ukrainian Altakov has moved into outright second. And it looks like the Spaniard is also, Pablo Crespo is putting together a good race as well. And right next to him it's Craccian, the Italian. So Petrov pretty safe out in front, although we've still got a long way to go in this race. A lot can happen, as we saw in the previous race, the men's 1000. There's a really good battle going on here for second. Looks like Paracanoe now has moved ahead again of Altakov, so I can tell you what, the Ukrainian would not want to be knocked out by one of these neutral athletes. He'd be pretty determined to try and get up there and finish ahead of them, I think. But this has been a pretty impressive performance from Zakhar Petrov at the front of the field. It is a really tight race for that second spot, though. It looks like the Italian Craccian now has moved forward through into second. So there's a few changes going on there.
You want to make sure coming into the finish here as well that you don't start your kick too early, because 200 metres is a long way. It's about 40 seconds, and you know the arms and the legs can really fall off if you kick too early. So you've just got to time it just right, and it's definitely a race for second place at the moment.
Well, Craccian now is putting some distance between himself and the 2 paddlers further across the field. The athlete from Ukraine, Pavlo Altakov, and next to him, Ivan Parapenka. So at this stage, no danger, I don't think, for Zakhar Petrov. He looks pretty safe in front. Nikolai Craccian, the Italian. And look at this flying home again. It looks like, is it Pablo Crespo flying home? The Italian, the Spanish paddler, but I think he's left his run too late. So Craccian will get the silver, get the second spot, which I'm sure he will be over the moon about. Yes, he's so over the moon, he's jumped into the water. That's how over the moon he is. So you don't often see people who finish second react like that, but Zakhar Petrov, that is a very, very impressive performance to take the win.
You can see the Italian in the background there still yelling. You can hear him from up here
you can
as well.
hear, yeah, we're in a soundproof booth up here, we can hear him. So good on him. You know, he really did time it to perfection. The big surprise, I think, was Pavlo Altakov. He's missed out. He won't be going to the Olympics unless he can squeeze into the very powerful Ukrainian. Well, actually, he can't. I think have they got the C2? I'm not sure whether the Ukrainians qualified the C2 or not. Anyway, that's something for us to look at another time. Pavlo Altakov not through. Zakar Petrov is in though, and Nikolai Krachin, the C2 world champion over 500 and 1,000 metres, is also in, just adding to the strength of the Italians already in Paris later this year.
And just in that shot there, you can see the Spanish paddler come across the line, and third place just